My name is Dawn Gardner, and I'm the Technology Curriculum Coach for Richland County School District 1, which is located in Columbia, South Carolina. I'm very excited to be applying to be a smart, exemplary educator. I've been teaching since 2000. In 2004, I fell in love with the smartboard and all of its resources that it brings to a classroom. Since funding was tight when I moved down to South Carolina, I decided to try my hand at writing a grant to get the necessary funding to obtain a smartboard for my computer lab. You can only imagine how thrilled I was that my EIA grant was through the state of South Carolina was fully funded. With this grant, I obtained a smartboard, speakers, and an LCD projector. A few years later, when I moved to teaching position, I again wrote a successfully funded grant to obtain another smartboard for my new classroom. In 2007, I was nominated by my school administrator to be the official smartboard trainer for the school. I attended a 3-day training from the smart people and learned how to integrate smart technology correctly and effectively into the classroom. I served in that role until I moved into my current technology coach position. I love that I can share my knowledge about smartboards, notebook software, and smart exchange to teachers and students. I truly believe that smartboards should be in every classroom. I plan to keep spreading my message of love to the wonders that smart products can do.
Alright, I first started out because every morning with my students we would say the pledge. We would also, where at the school I was last year, we had, our mascot was the cardinal. We had a cardinal character, and the students would also follow along and respond with this, and I put it on the board. Another activity we could do with this is the students could identify sight words. I would maybe have them come in and maybe circle some popcorn words. So the smartboard, the students knew they had a notebook at their seat. We did the same exact things on the smartboard. So the next activity would be the calendar. Okay, now you see there was a timer I installed at the bottom of the calendar lesson. So that way I had them start, for instance, on day 1. Today is March 1st. So today is March 1st. I would have a student come in and put a number 1, and then they would start going and number the whole calendar. Mind you, the timer was going off the whole time. I'd set the timer up. So that way, let's say I say, okay, you did it in 2 minutes. Maybe we can knock it down to 1:30 the next time. So the timer was a great tool for classroom management that I used with this morning activity. This was another thing that kindergarten really liked. It was the birthday chart, and students had to find their name. Since today is March 1st, it's a new month, students had to drag their name over to the box like so. So we can see from this chart that BJ has a birthday in March. Congratulations, BJ. This, again, another big thing in kindergarten is how many teeth do you lose? So this was another great graphing activity that they had to keep. Again, they had their own personal smartboard, which was a notebook. It looked just like a smartboard, but it was their pretend smartboard, and they would keep in contact and keep everything that they did, we did on the board, they did in their class. So we see, so far, we have BJ that lost 2 teeth this month. And then we see Xander lost 1, and we have Xavier who lost 3. And you see that I created this tooth bank. So, and that on the infinite cloner, and the students can drag the correct amount of teeth, well, how many they lost, over to their name. So far we have BJ, Xander, and Xavier that's lost a tooth. Great job, BJ. This is the weather chart. Okay, now we did this for every day, and we graphed it, and then at the end of the week we would talk about what weather event happened the most. As you can see, for last week the most occurring event was sunny weather. So I had a student come up and put the correct sun on there, and then they circled the one that would happen the most. Over here you can tally the weather days, which weather event had the most, and I created all that as well. We also used the graphing part of the notebook software. I created a table graph, and we would also graph who has what color on it today. So I'll say, if you have white, stand up. If you have white on your shirt, stand up. And you see it that day we had 2 people stand up. And we went all through the major colors, And then I would switch up the question and say, well, who had Miss Gardner's favorite color on there? And then it was that orange was the favorite color. And then they had to come up and circle what Miss Gardner's favorite color was.